Hey everybody, so my name is Desiree Lee. I'm the best-selling author of Inmate 114-2980. I have my books in the back of the car in the trunk, but I just left Columbia High School. I spoke at Columbia High School today with the students there, with the body of the seniors there, and they had a senior assembly. And I was kind of surprised because I went there to go meet with the principal of the school to implement some of my programs. Thank you so much, Wardell. Oh, it's good to see you on the scope. Double tap and give me some hearts, man. So I met today with the principal at Columbia High School, and I was able to share my story with her so I can implement some programs. So Columbia High School will be my home high school here in Georgia, and I'm looking to have so many different high schools around nationwide, like in each state, each region. I want to have a home high school, but something registered with me. I just went there to get a meeting, senior assembly. They said, Desiree, can you say, you have 3 to 4 minutes, can you say something to the kids or something? And so my surprise, some of the students already knew who I was because they went to the Judge Penny Brown Reynolds conference she had last year. And that just tells you how many times I go into these schools preventing these kids from experiencing some of the hardships I've once endured during high school. So it was kind of awesome that they remember my story and they're making great decisions. So when I left the assembly, I was like, what can I say in 2 to 3 minutes? I need at least 5 or 10, And I said, I need to say something that's going to really resonate with them. So I briefly told them who I was, what my book was, and told them that warning comes before destruction. And I just really made emphasis on whatever you start, finish it. You start off strong, you finish strong. If you're starting off right now, sending out things for scholarships, you finish strong. And so I was like, okay, and it was kind of weird because I never spoke like 2 or 3 minutes, right? Unless on a radio show or something. Anyway, I go back to the front office, and I'm waiting. And yes, amen to that. I'm waiting for the principal to come back because she was in assembly as well. They were excited. The kids were excited about their new principal. And I'm sitting there on the side, and a young lady comes up to me, and she said, I've been looking for you. I said, what? Okay. She said, I want that book. And I was like, okay. I said, you looking for me for this book? She said, yeah, I want that book. And it just meant something to me because out of all the students, she not only wanted a copy of the book, she was looking for this book. But not just that, this is at a school where they said kids don't read. I mean, you hear so many times, like in the news and different things like that they're so bad, they're not making good decisions. But yet a kid is finding me for a book, not money, not resources. Yes. And yes, nothing's by accident. Everything is by divine appointment. And so I was like, wow. Okay, cool. So I gave her a free copy of the book. So I only had 3 in my book bag. And so then I had the meeting. And so I went and I was like, okay, you're right. I said, make sure. She said that she was supposed to graduate from high school last year. She's a senior now. She was really depressed. She was like, oh, well, I was supposed to graduate, but I'm a senior now. And I let her know. It's never too late to become what you could have been. It's never too late to become what you could have been. She could have dropped out. Even though she was supposed to graduate last year, she could have dropped out. But yet she's still in school about to graduate this year. So I told her it's never too late to become what you could have been because that's what happened to me, okay? And so I went into my meeting with the principal. Great things, great reviews. I'm coming back. That is my homeschool now. And I'm putting my programs in. The doors are opening up for me. I'm really excited. She believes in me. She believes in those kids. It's just so refreshing to go to see a principal that really wants to help the kids. I mean, education is key, order is key, discipline is key, but she wants to motivate them inside out. Inside out. And I'm like, wow, that's so awesome. But when I walked out with my friend Biddy Foster. He's a transitional specialist at the high school and helps kids with their transitions and different things like that. And the lady in the front, she was like, somebody was looking for you. And Dr. Foster was like, who, me? And he was like, no. She was like, no, her. Kids came up to the front office looking for you. I said, what? She was like, yeah. She's like, 3 kids came to the office looking for you. I was like, well, what did they want? She said they came to the office and because they want a book. I said, they want the book? Yeah, they want the book. I'm like, oh, wow, they want the book? Wow, what kids come in search in between going to school. This is the first week in school here in Georgia, and they're asking people, I want a copy of that book. So I said, okay, fine. He was like, you got time? I said, yeah, I got time. I said, let's go to the classroom. I said, what class they in? So we went to the classroom, came to the door. She's like, oh, there she goes. Yeah, she came. And you don't know how much joy that gave me, on how excited they were that I came back with a book. But I was thinking, like, I only had 2. And see, it costs for me to buy the book in order to give it away. So I want to know, how can I charge the city, charge the community, people that believe in our kids, because these kids want my book. These kids want to write. And I was like, look, after you read the book, you can be my pen pal. And it was like, my pen pal. I was like, yeah. So write me whatever you're going through, how you relate to the story, what you're going to do to change, different things like that to keep them on the course. I just don't want to tell them a good story. I want to make sure that they have at least one person they can lean on, because when I was going through at 17, I had nobody. And the person that I did have was my mom, but I was too afraid to go back to my mom. So I'm like, I need help, guys. I can't. This is my full-time job. I travel nationwide. This is what I do full time, my mainstream source of income. So it's like, how can we get a bundle of books and just give them away? So I need sponsors. I need somebody to sponsor a book. So right now on Amazon.com, I have my books for sale for $5.95. So if you go on right now on Amazon.com, you can buy the book for $5.95. However, when I go to these schools, my book costs $10. They're like, how much does the book cost? $10. And sometimes they don't even have money to eat lunch. But yet they want a book. They want a book. They don't want money. They want a book, guys. So I definitely need book sponsors. I'm like going on to Periscope, like, guys, I just went to Columbia High School. I'm going back. That's my home school. Yes. Sponsor 10. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So if you can, please, please, please message me on Facebook. I haven't even set up a GoFundMe. I'm going to have to set up a GoFundMe where people can donate, and I could just order a big thing of books, go to these schools, speak, and just give them out. Just give them out. It was like maybe 150 to 200 kids there. And it's like, I had 3 books that I gave away, and those were my last books. And I have a speaking engagement tomorrow, and those were my last books that I gave to those teenagers. And I'm like, I wish I could just give them all. So when I gave these kids the book, the other kids were looking like, I want a book. Can I have a book? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any more books. And so now I'm taking it to Periscope, and these kids want to read. These kids want a book. Can you believe it? Like, these kids really came to me, like, asking me for a book. So when I was there at Columbia High School, I'm asking you guys to sponsor a book. The book is only $10. The book is only $10. If you could only sponsor one book, we are grateful for that. Like, if you could sponsor 10 books, I really appreciate that. So in a couple hours, I'm going to start a GoFundMe and start a campaign to sponsor books for these kids, because they were going through the school, literally missing the bell to find me to get a book. And so we had to go back to give them a book, and I got a chance to share my story. Yes, and writing. So what I was talking to my friend, he was like, look, once you start a pen pal, and they can write, pen pal me like I was in prison, like they can write me reading and writing, Hawks, reading and writing. So what they're going to do, if you guys sponsor a book, they have to pen pal me and write me what is that they learned, how they're going to apply it to their life, what resources they have right in front of them so they can see. Yes, definitely. I will, Dan. I will, because, and then we're going to have the pen pal thing. So it's going to encourage them to not just read the book, but also write. I wrote the book on the 8th grade level. So even if some of them say, well, they can't read and this, that, and the other, they will be able to read my book, definitely, because I made sure it was simple enough so they can get that seed, they can get that message. So I'm coming to you guys. I'm definitely going to start a GoFundMe campaign to where we can sponsor some books for these kids. They were like, I just cannot believe it. I had to pull over. I'm at a gas station right now. Yes, we need the reading and writing. Yes, Hawks. I pulled over. I'm like, on my way home, I just left the school. And I was like, I can't. I'm like, Lord, how can we get these? I felt so bad because all I had was 3 books. All I had was 3 books. And these kids were like, Miss Lee. And I was like, I don't want to turn the kid away from a book. Like, who does that? I don't want to turn a kid away from a book. I don't want to. It's not a good feeling, especially when they're asking you for it, especially when they're like searching you for it. Like, seriously, I do not want to turn a kid away from a book. And so I need your help. I have to admit, I used to be the person that likes to do things on their own. Oh, I don't need no help. But I am humbly coming to you guys. Look, I need your help to sponsor a book for these kids. It's only $10. As I'm going, I have a prison prevention tour. I'll be going to these schools all throughout the fall, because school started. All throughout the fall, I'll be going to these schools and we will donate. And I will Periscope. I will let them know, put your name in the book and let them know that you guys donated. So, Hawks, you want to donate 10 books? Guess what? In 10 books, they're going to know that you planted the seed. Donation from Hawks. It's not going to say donations, but it's going to say, I believe in you, from Hawks. So if you sponsor and donate, make sure you put your name down. I'm going to do a GoFundMe tonight and have a tab where you can put your name in there so that these kids know that someone outside of the school, someone outside of motivational speaking, someone outside of their family, yes, definitely believes in them. That it's a stranger believes in them, because that's what happened to me. It was a stranger who believed in me. It wasn't my mom. It wasn't my aunt. They believed in me, but it resonated differently when a stranger believed in me. And so if these kids find out, and the girl was like, I'm reading it right now. She's like, she asked her teacher, she's like, can I read this for my special reading? And the teacher's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Another kid, I was like, look, y'all got Instagram? I said, the first kid that follows me on Instagram, I'm going to give you a free book. All of them was like, instantly following. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they really want that book. They really want that book. Another kid, he was like, all I have is $7. And I was like, keep your $7. Here's my last book. And all the other kids was like, well, where do I go get it? Where do I, go get it? And I hate telling a kid, a teenager, yes, I spent time in prison too. It would definitely gives you a testimony. Yeah, not necessarily just give you a testimony, because my testimony wasn't going to prison. My testimony was those hardships as a convicted felon when I got out of prison. So it's not necessarily, I don't like focusing on the prison part or me going to prison. I introduce that so they know where I'm coming from, but I focus on the convicted felon part because I look at them as talking to myself. What could have somebody said to me? What could have somebody said to me at 17 years old that I would not have got in that car? What could have somebody said to me to make me listen to my mom? What could have somebody said to me to make me make a change and really appreciate my opportunities? If they wouldn't just classify me, didn't even classify me as an at-risk teen. If maybe somebody that was in prison came to my class and was like, yo, you do not want to go to prison, because not everybody that goes to prison makes it out. I don't care if you have 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 10 years, a life sentence. Not everybody makes it out. Not everybody makes it out. So I'm lucky that I'm even standing before you, because not everybody makes it out of prison. And you can, attest to that. But I'm on here right now. I just left Columbia High School, just so you know. Best-selling author, inmate 114-2980. These kids want my book, and I definitely need you guys to help and sponsor a book. They're very in tune. I said, look, it's not just inspiring to get them to read, but to write as well. I said, after you read the book, won't you be my pen pal? She was so excited. And I was like, look, she's like, can I write you 2 letters? I was like, you can write me as much as you want. Give it to Dr. Foster. And so that way, when they write me personally, they'll be able to do it one-on-one, and it'll be more comfortable. And so that way, they'll be able to not only, it doesn't just spark writing, but we can pinpoint the problems, the issues that these kids are facing internally. And then we'll be able to address them right now and put the right people in place to really see a change in our community, to really see them grow. I was telling them, I was like, yo, I'm a radio host now. They was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm a radio host now. I couldn't believe it. Like, it's never too late to become what you could have been. A teenager said, I want to be a radio host. So definitely, I'm like, okay, well, I got to call Mr. Dan to see if he's taking any internships, because that exposes them to different possibilities of going beyond what they see around them or what you want to consider the hood. You know what I mean? And so it's not that just because they're in a different environment than somebody who has it, does not mean they don't want a good life. Does not mean they don't want to make good decisions. Does not mean that they don't want to move forward, because they do. Like, I just saw it. I just saw what the media is saying about our kids contradicts what I saw today at the school contradicts what I saw in the media. Period. And it's my voice, my Periscope, my job, my platform to let you guys know that these kids are not out here committing crimes just like that. They want to learn, they want to believe, and I need your help to do that. I can't do it on my own. I need your help. Please sponsor a book. I'm going to do a GoFundMe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yes, we will make those internships happen. It's done. Yes, thank you, Dan. I wish I can give you some hearts from that, because we're definitely going to make this happen. It'll be real cool if the radio station could come in, and maybe have a few of the hosts, and we'll discuss more about that. But yes, it feels great if you can inspire just one person. Good luck. I don't aim to inspire just one. I'm aiming to inspire as many as possible. So if you want to be a speaker, if they can relate to your story, we inspire more. If they can relate to my story, we inspire more. I don't go to a school aiming for one. My goal is not one person. I don't know. It just kills me when people say, oh, as long as you reach one person. I'm like, who goes to a place and their goal is one person? Like, my goal is not one person. Did you not just hear me? 10 kids came up to me. And then when I left, ain't no telling what they're talking about right now at school. Ain't no telling how many other kids are listening to them and seeing that book, seeing the kid have a book, and then that girl is telling somebody else the story. And then we're like, yo, did you not see Desiree? She came in. Who is that? What? Can you believe it? And now they're discussing it. Yes, absolutely. No, it's not at least. At least it's just like saying, oh, I'm just going to do that. That means you stop at that. It's not at least. I'm limitless. I'm unlimited. I'm limitless. So there's no at least this level, or at least I got this person, or at least this. No, it's not at least for that. I'm sorry. I'm getting passionate. I'm emotional. I'm letting you know. Maybe that might be you. But in my lane, in my world, in my assignment, it's not just one at least. Like, at least, no. I'm sorry. I can't accept that. I don't receive that. And I'm not going to agree with that. My goal is not one person. My goal is not at least. My goal is all of them. And I know I can't do it by myself. That's why I'm asking you to sponsor some books so that we can get the unlimitless amount of kids as possible. Not at least 10 books. I'm not going to say, can you sponsor at least 10 books? No, you're going to sponsor as many as you can. It's not no, at least I sponsored 10 books, or at least I gave away 3 books, or at least I talked to 3 people, and my hands are done. Oh, so I'm done because I reached at least this amount of people? No, that's not my goal. I don't receive that. I don't accept that. I'm unlimitless, and I'm just going to keep going. I just pray. My prayer is this. We can say this. We can agree on this. My prayer is this, that I'm alive to see the harvest of those seeds that all of us are planting. That's my hope, is that we are alive to see the harvest of those seeds that are planted. And that's my hope. So thank you guys for tuning in. I just went to Columbia High School. I'm about to get on this computer, type up some things, call some people. Yes, limitless. I'm about to make this GoFundMe. Get back on Periscope. Make sure you click that Perry buddy. Make sure you follow me. I don't have followers. I have friends. You guys are my friends, okay? So I really consider you guys my friends. Like, you guys have been scoping out with me ever since I've been on here. And we've been discussing and coming with plans and different things like that. So I'm going to do my part. I'm going to get this GoFundMe. We already got schools in line. They're already telling me to come back next Wednesday. And Judge Penny Brown Reynolds, she's going to be there next Wednesday, and I can't wait to meet my friend, to see my friend again, because I was at her conference last year. So yeah, definitely my hope is to be back there next Wednesday, so we get this thing rolling, get these books in there to be able to give away to these kids. I'll let them know it's from you. I don't know if I could scope it out because they have different rules or whatever, so you guys can meet the kids, but I'll definitely ask if I could take pictures so you guys can see your harvest from the seeds that you guys planted. I'm just so excited. Like, this just like reignited me on a whole nother level, another experience. So I'm going to scope with y'all later. You guys have a blessed day. Yes, powerful. Remember, internships can happen with us and even the Apex Museum. Awesome. And yes, absolutely, Dan. I'm going to have to get with you on that so we can see. So when I go into there, I know exactly what it is, what I need to do, what requirements they need from us, what paperwork they might need, and and so forth like that. And when can we set it up? Will it be on the weekend, or do we have to actually go into the school and then maybe on a Monday or something let them have like maybe 3 to 5 minutes, or even just to be in the booth with the engineer? Maybe they don't want to be the host, maybe they want to be the engineer, so they can say, okay, you want to be with music, okay, you want to be a rapper, but the money is you can be an engineer, you can run the radio station, you can be the one programming and putting this all together, implementing that. Let them know that it's an opportunity for them to be in that position too as well, and win and still do what they love to do. So I'm gonna check y'all later, and we're gonna get on this. We're gonna get on it.